Hey guys, what's going on? It's Hey Coach Ryan, episode 14. I'm Coach Ryan Knapp. Thanks for tuning in again. Hope you're having a good day. Episode 14 is going to be based on a question from Vicki, and she sent over an article in Trail Runner magazine and just asked me basically my thoughts on it and if I prescribe the type of workouts that they're talking about. So I'm going to link to the article here, and you can go ahead and click on it, and you can also find the information in the comment section below. And basically it's an article titled from Trail Runner titled Up-and-Down Intervals, the #1 workout for trail racing. And what it does is it talks about the difference. The article talks about the difference between running a marathon and running a trail race. So basically, if you're looking at a marathon, we had talked about this a few episodes back when we looked at decoupling. But a marathon basically is going to be your pace and your heart rate. You want to be coupled and be parallel lines as you're going. Yeah, there's going to be some hills or whatever's going on, but for the most part, a road marathon, unless it's a very tough, hilly road marathon, even something like Boston, you want to have pretty consistent pace and pretty consistent heart rate throughout. Now, trail racing is different, and the reason trail racing is different specifically is because of the green line, which is this bottom line, which basically is just a made-up elevation chart. So elevation in the terrain changes your effort and changes your output when you look at trail running. And so David, in this article, looks to show an up-down workout or up-down intervals to prepare you for the different demands of trail running. And I think it's a good article. And the up-down intervals are really simple. So basically his thought is you're going to run the uphills at a harder effort. He says almost maxing out. So you're going to run the uphills at a harder effort. And then instead of just taking the flats and the downhills kind of easy, you're actually going to run those, still at race pace. So it's essentially a tempo run with a flat tempo effort, but the tempo effort, which is black, the pace, is going to be based off of the terrain. So if you have a hill, you're not going to walk the hill, you're going to run it, pretty hard up to the top. And then when you get to the top, you're not going to rest, but rather you're going to crest that hill and run race pace throughout. And so his advice is to do, 15, 20 minutes of these types of intervals. You can do them on like a 3 or 5 minute basis and take a little bit of rest. He has matched rest. So if you did a 3-minute interval bout, you would do like a 3-minute, a 3-minute easy jog. So that's the first type of workout. And then the second type of workout he talks about is more of a longer workout where you're essentially doing a tempo run. So a run at an even pace, at an even effort throughout, a hillier trail system where you can run the hills and then you descend and you're going to start feeling fatigue, and then you hit a hill and then you're going to run some flats and run some descents and be able to just keep that effort throughout. And I think these types of workouts are really good. I've never heard it called an up-down interval workout, and I've prescribed one where I think I just called it like hill attacks, where you would actually like go hard on the hills. But then my thing was you would actually take the downs and the flats relatively easy. But I can see the benefit in being able to do this. So I think it was a great article to pass along. Another similar workout that I do and that we prescribe is a tempo hill combo, where you would do straight hill repeats. So you might do like 6 by 30 second hill repeats, hill sprints up a hill. Do that 6 by 30 seconds, and then you go out and you do a tempo, like 20-minute run, come back to the hill, do 6 by 30 seconds again, and then go out and do another, 15 or 20 minutes of tempo. Or you can do 20 minutes of, I've had people do like 5K, 10K, half marathon paced work, but to go out and do a faster run and come back. Because then you're getting those benefits. You're getting the benefit of the hill. So in terms of the application for trail running, you're getting the hills, right? And then you're getting the faster work where you're going to be practicing running on the flats and running on the downhills. So yeah, I think it's a great article. It's something that, as we go into 2016 and people start training for races, that I might think about doing some specific workouts prescribed, like he says, and see how they feel. The reason he's doing these workouts, and maybe I should have said this in the beginning, but the reason he's doing it is for 2 reasons. He's basically working on the strength aspect of running. So running hills generally is a focus on strength. It can be a focus on speed, and longer hill stuff is a focus on endurance. But these types of 60, 90, 120 second, 2-minute hill repeats and hill work is really focused on the strength aspect. And then the harder tempo running is really focused on raising your lactate threshold. The last thing that I would add is if I'm doing this workout and my lactate threshold is 175, I would be very cognizant I would be very cognizant of where 175 is and make sure that on my hill portions, I'm not going above it, and on my tempo portions, I'm not going above it. For the 15-minute hill intervals, I think you could probably get away with it because you're going to have that bank of rest. But for the 20-minute to an hour, like tempo longer stuff that he has, you definitely wouldn't want to hit lactate threshold, because if you go above lactate threshold for a significant amount of time, you're going to hit that red line, right? So you're going to be working and working and working, and then all of a sudden it's going to get harder, and then it's going to get a lot harder, and that pace is going to drop off. So if you're doing this workout, it would probably be a good idea to have your heart rate monitor on and be able to monitor where your lactate threshold is, or know roughly what that feels like, and make sure that you're staying below it. So thanks so much, Vicki, for sending over. I really appreciate it. And I like these sorts of questions where, I'll look at something and give you my thoughts, and then be able to link to it and have you guys look at it as well. I've got some new books that I'm reading too. How Bad Do You Want It is one that's on my list. I sent it to Guy, who I coach. His name is Guy. I sent it to him to read because he asked for a book on mental training, and I had seen Matt's book come out. So Guy said it was great, so I immediately went and picked it up. I had no doubt that it would be good. And I've got a whole stack of books that that my computer's actually stacked up on. And I think it might be good to do some reviews and talk about some articles and what other people are doing. So hopefully we can bring this up again. But feel free to send me articles, questions, things, that you want me to take a look at, and I'm more than happy to talk about them here. So thanks so much, Vicki. I appreciate it. It's a good article. Again, I'm going to link to it here so you can click on it, and I'm going to link to it also in the comment section so you can click on it there. Make sure to ask any more questions that you have with the hashtag HeyCoachRyan, which you can obviously see at the bottom of the screen. And we'll be back next week to answer more questions with episode 16. So as always, thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great day.